Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. My name is Steve, aka Bronx and Shy 13, aka Neutral Bronx, and I'm accompanied by.
Matt, aka Nerdneck, aka Nerdneck.
And this is episode 1 of the Lost Full podcast. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, welcome to the Lost Full podcast. This is episode 1 of hopefully many. We started this podcast because we're just two average guys, love Call of Duty, love sports. Why not talk about them? Yeah, to be honest, let's get right into this with our first segment, the Lost Full moment of the week.
Let's backtrack. Let's start it with why we called it the Lost Full podcast. Why is this the
Yes.
Lost Full podcast?
Because when you lose composure, you've lost full composure, and to be honest, we lose composure quite often
Uh,
around here.
I
You
agree.
know,
And
White Sox losing, Bulls losing, Lonzo hurt, Bears 3-14.
the greatest American hockey player gone.
Yeah, Blackhawks last place. We lost a lot of full, but we hope to regain. That's the point.
There it
We're here
is.
to regain. We are
There it
here
is.
to
There it is.
regain. No better way to start though than our lost full moment of the week.
Lost full
We
moment of the week.
we each choose a moment, whether it's from sports or Call of Duty, primarily Call of Duty right now because that's what we're focusing on. And
Yep.
we choose when someone has lost full, they've lost composure, they lose emotion, right? They've lost composure. Why don't you go first, Bronx? Give us yours.
All right. My lost full moment of the week goes to my man Sib. My man Sib over there at the Seattle Surge decided to lose his mind. Well, I wouldn't say lose his mind, but he definitely lost full.
No, he lost composure big time.
He,
Yes,
he lo-
agreed.
he lost composure. I mean, they're up 4-2 right now in a search and destroy against
And a better
LAT.
team, arguably a better, not arguably, definitely of late, definitely a better team.
I can agree with that. And let me just share my screen here. Show you what happened. What happened? What happened here? What happened here?
You tell me, gentlemen.
It's a 1v2.
We see Sib picks up the bomb, smokes someone, backs kegs, goes for the plant. Jaws has got Daddy, so he doesn't hear him. I don't know how he gets a call out. Jaws has got Daddy, so he doesn't hear
There it
him.
is. Oh my! Oh
Man.
wait! I forgot it. There it is.
Yeah, no. To be honest, I don't know if he gets a dead cam or he gets off when he hears the door open. But Jaws has got Daddy. That's a good play by Jaws, to be honest. If I'm Sib, obviously I'm upset, but not much really he can do there. I guess maybe he could play time a little bit, but not bad overall, to be honest. Lost composure though.
Definitely.
Composure.
That's my lost full moment.
My lost full moment of the week. Don't have a clip because it was game long. Optic Texas, Toronto Ultra Fortress, hard point. Let me just pull up the stats real quick for you. Fortress hard point. They're up 4-2. Or sorry, was it 5-2? Maybe it was 5-2. I'll tell you right now. Up 5-2, going into round 7, and they lose 4 in a row. We end with Ghosty 3-8, Dashy 10-7, Hook 9-10, and Shotzi 9-6. That's my lost full. They lost composure. I don't know how you lose 4 rounds in a row. We're a talented squad. Only Kleenex went positive on the other team. Hell of a series from Kleenex though. But yeah, really, you can't lose composure like that. They got smoked in the hard point too. So that's just bad. That's just bad Call of Duty, to be honest.
Not to mention the control.
Yeah, 3-0, I believe.
I mean,
that was bad.
We got the scrap 5. 5.
Yeah, 5 from old Brucey, from Batman.
All right.
All right.
There's our lost full moment of the week, right?
Hopefully, at some point, if you guys would like to turn in lost full moments, we will include those, and then we can do a vote on who, in fact, has the best lost full moment. All right.
And if you don't want to submit them, just drop them in the comments.
Yeah, exactly, and we will look at them. All right, on to the matches for this weekend. There's a lot of them. Don't have a ton of time, so we're just gonna go over scores, and any notable or close series. First game, Atlanta London, easy 3-0. I mean, we're looking at Team 12 versus Team 1. This is not even close. Um, not even close. Only one positive on London is Nasty. People have said before, and I agree with this. As long as Nasty can stay consistent, he's a good player. To be honest, Asim off series. He had 2 off series this weekend.
Well, he was
Unfortunately,
sick. He was
yeah,
sick.
um,
It happens
understandable.
when you're sick.
His team picked him up for the second one, but Nasty the only one pause. On Optic Optic Phase, Simp the only one negative. Um, to be honest, overall good series from an Atlanta team that we've been seeing dominate since main stage, Major 2. So nothing too crazy there. Now we have Optic Texas Toronto. We briefly just touched on this with the loss for moment of the week. Absolutely dominant. From Ultra. Everyone goes positive on Ultra except Hixie. Everyone goes negative on Optic besides Shotzi. Bruce with the 0.6. 17 kills negative. That is brutal. That's brutal. I mean, Shotzi's moving. To be honest, I don't know. Off series for the boys, maybe a little tired. To be honest, I'm not too sure.
Point
Ultra,
six.
yeah.
I mean, I made the comment. I don't know if you agree, but in Dashy's eyes, were those bags from that ranked grind?
Something like that. Hey, he's top 10 though. He's
He
top
was like
10 now.
he was looked like a zombie. Just
Yeah.
saying. I don't know if that had an
Yeah.
effect. I'm not Dashy. I'm
Yeah.
not putting that out
Not yeah.
there, but
Yeah. Not
could
a
have had
great
something.
game. Not a great game from the boys. Nope,
Hixie,
not at all. I mean,
Hixie was
this
the
is
only one.
we're looking at absolutely dominant. But after what 6 from the first control, just dominant from Optic. Or sorry, Ultra. They
Hmm.
win by 126 points in the hard point.
Yep.
Um, Bruce with the point. Everyone with Optic, the highest KD is a 0.96 from Hook. The search, once again, we just went over this. Optic goes up 5-2, lose 4
5-2.
in a row. You can't just lose composure like that. And then control, smoked. 5-16 from Bruce. 14-14 from Ghosty. This is, scrap 1.36. I mean, that's just, that's just pure outslay. Pure outslay. But that's the
And it was
second match of the week.
And it was on a hotel. It's not like we're not talking about a fortress
Yeah.
control. It's on a hotel. This should be a far closer one, in my opinion.
100%, 100%.
But
I mean, it's not
Dashy goes
even.
0.3, 5 and
And
16.
and we know that is an offensive side of the map. It's a 56% win rate for offense, I believe, to obviously 44 for defense. So, fact Optic can't even pull together a round is abysmal. But we move on. Next game, Boston Breeze versus LAG. Uh, to be honest, not a super close one either. We see we see LAG just kind of get outclassed here, as they have been all year. I know
Mm,
Arcides has been their point man, but to be honest, recently Exceed has really been stepping up big time. Not in this series, but he does step up. He stepped up in the Object series last week. He stepped up in the ladder of the series this weekend on Sunday, I believe.
mhm.
Yeah, but to be honest, Beans looking final right now. Beans is looking good, to be honest. Had not a great start to his CDL career, but to be honest, that's to be expected. You start with the TK and what you start with a 0.5 or something, but to be
Mhm.
honest, that it's bound to happen. But yeah, no, just pretty clinical from Boston. First map, Hydro. You just see them out rotate LAG from P1 to P2, which is just that's GG right there on its own. Search, a little bit closer. We still see Alec going negative again with the 0.5. He's supposed to be their leader. He's their veteran. So, I mean, he is the main AR. He's not a top slayer. Reese, Vivid has been doing a lot of their slaying.
Mhm.
But, Nero with a 0.16. So Big Wake had a bad series, but not really. This Mercady is a little confusing because he has a 0.6, but 4 and 6 ain't bad. It's not terrible. Obviously, it's not winning you games, but it's not terrible.
Right.
Then the control once again, absolutely just outclassed. And LSU control, we know personally from ranked play, we know from watching the pros. It's a very unconventional map. There's no fortress spawn traps, there's no hotel top bed control. It's
Mhm.
kind of just like the only pressure point really on the map is top green control. If you can get top green control to capture B, we're spawning out, back Radio Shack, and that's not where you want to be. But to be
Right.
honest, other than that, there's not too much of a common flow to the map, if you understand what I'm saying. But
Mm.
Nero goes off this game, 19 and 10, 2K damage, only one in the lobby to hit that. RC's again, 0.67, 8 and 12, only one to not ellipse double digits on his team. Yeah, just a stronger than LAGU team. To be honest, nothing new. Boston Breaches started to hit stride a little bit. I believe they lose later this weekend. Not sure. We'll get to that match, but for this match alone, Breach is they're looking good. I have one positive except Vivid. Nothing to worry about there. Not a terrible series. Um, Next series, New York versus Toronto. Toronto looked great this weekend. Looked really, really good. 6-0 on the weekend. Ever since bringing in Hixie, they have won 8 maps straight. That's crazy. As they were talking about, Hixie kind of allows Kleenex to do his thing. I
Yep,
mean, we
yep.
haven't seen Kleenex play like this in a hot minute. I think last series 0.35, this series a 0.125. So that is just 13 pause. I mean, we see Hixie go 20 neg, but 3-0 doesn't matter. Um, Paco still slaying out. P Dog, Skies.
7,500 damage out of Paco.
Yeah, that is.
Look at
Ooh,
Hydra.
yeah. No, to be honest, this was a closer series. The
Hmm.
series was one of those give and takes. To be honest, I didn't watch the hard point of the series, but I saw the surge and the control, the LSC low control. It was one of those. I believe it was an offense dominant. I believe everyone won offense, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
All the wins. I'm not totally positive, but anyways, not a huge commanding win from the Toronto Ultra, but not bad. Once again, we have a team that's coming. You have Scrappy, very electric in the comms. You have Insight and Kleenex, both semi-veterans of the league.
Mhm.
Kleenex hasn't been this good since Cold War era, though. I mean, this is really nice. This is really good to see from him. Nice to see a player getting back into form. Um, yeah, but that's that. To be honest, New York doesn't play too terrible.
Yeah.
They get 3-0'd, but it's an off series. They win Major One. I believe they go top 8, Major Two. So it's nothing. Not great. Obviously, we still get out with a little bit of money. So
Can we just say, like, it's not like they got
yeah,
swept. They won a few
yeah,
games.
yeah.
I mean, their control. They lose 3-2. Search 3-6, and then the hard point
235,
is within
250. Yep.
15 points. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't
swing
say.
maps for sure. Swing maps for sure.
And then
I
I'm
mean, yeah. No, go ahead.
Scrappy's not playing like a rookie, is he?
No, absolutely not. He's
Come
playing
on,
out of his mind.
It's-
Playing out of his
come on.
mind.
Is
I
he
mean,
not
you keep hearing rookie conversations. Dan Ghosty, Scrap. Who else? I'm thinking there's another. I mean, Scrap is just outclassing. He's
Beans?
got the crap to Beans, but Beans hasn't shown proven full consistency yet. All right, the next match: Seattle Surge, Los Angeles Thieves. We have a Seattle team that's been struggling. This weekend we kind of see them come back into form a little bit, though. Not a ton. Sib, AG, and McKenzie all positive. Accuracy 0.75. This was touched on a little bit by I believe Mr. Akes, Patrick Price Akes, but Dante. Sorry, not Dante. That's Sib. Accuracy.
Lamar?
Just yeah, Lamar.
Does he have to go?
Uh, huge veteran presence on the team, and to be honest, when you have a Slayer like Pred, I mean, this guy is. If he had the movement of Shotzi, he would be the best player maybe we've ever seen. But he doesn't have that quite moving yet. But I mean, his slaying potential is outrageous. Outrageous. I mean, you'll see him in eights just dropping 60, maybe not 60, but I've seen him drop 48 on a bunch of pros. I don't think you need Lamar to outslay like that, but I mean, 50 kills to everyone else on his team hitting over 70. That's that's some production you may need to talk about. And he's not even pause. He's negative 17. I don't know if he's just losing gunfights he shouldn't. But that's unacceptable. And when you're playing a team like LAT, I don't know if you could afford. I mean, like I said, you could have Mac, Pred, and Sib pick that up a little bit. And look at that on the other side, right? They do pick it up. We see Sam and Zach, Draws and Octane, only drop 60 and 64, right? So, but you got to, to be honest, I don't know. If they drop Lamar. They're on the
Yeah, I mean, I
down
figured I'd
spiral,
ask.
but I don't know. That's a team thing, to be
That's
honest. That's a
that's
team thing.
literally the burning question, right?
To be honest, right now for the Seattle team, do they make a change? But we've seen Mac have a ton of consistency issues. This week he had this weekend he actually fried pretty
Thank you,
well.
Mac, for frying for my
Yep,
fantasy
for
team.
his
By the way,
fantasy team. Thank you, MC, for frying for mine. Him
I
as
also
well,
have
actually, I
MC.
believe. Yes, yes.
I also have.
But yeah, you look at LA Thieves, three people negative. To be honest, Envoy hasn't been having a great stat season, but
Mhm.
he sometimes he be frying, and to be honest, stats really don't mean that much in a league this competitive. It's all about winning, Same, right. If Seattle has won every game with Lamar dropping 50.75s, maybe we don't say anything about it. But recently they've had a terrible streak, right? Lost 11 searches in a row before I think this series actually. Nope, just kidding. They lost. I believe that maybe they won one. Maybe they won one last week. I don't know. Maybe this weekend actually. But they do break the streak. FaZe also actually breaks their search and destroy or breaks the search and destroy record for most search and destroy wins in CDL history. So congrats to FaZe on that. All right, on to the next match though. That one was not super great. Florida and Boston. Florida and Boston. To be honest, great to see Florida finally do their thing. To be honest,
You
it's
need.
it's been grueling. It's been
I,
grueling.
I, I just don't. I don't know what to say. I mean, the
Yeah.
team has just been in shambles most of the year. I mean, how many changes have they made? Isn't it? I mean,
Uh,
who's left? Brack
So,
and Havoc. Well, Brack.
first starting lineup was Brack, Havoc, Major Maniac, and Vickle.
Yep.
Before Major 2, they bench Brack and bring in Dave Patty, who was on
Dave
the
Patty.
roster last year. Yep,
Yep.
Dave Patty, pick him up from challengers. They get smoked. Uh, Natural. I don't even think they win their first match. I mean, they
But
get just,
I
just, just
and this
smoked.
was what they picked him up for Major Two.
Yeah, I believe, and
I'm,
they dropped
I'm,
Brack for
I'm
him.
pretty sure he was one of the only ones to go positive, though. I'm just saying, Dave Patty.
I don't know if you want to pull up the stats on that. I'm not too sure. I mean,
I
it was
found.
it was only one match, by the way, guys. So.
Mm, this it was. I'm just. You can keep going.
All right. So we look this Boston team, like I said, last game was looking so well. Beans Vivid has another okay series, 0.73, not great. Big Wake still doing his thing. He's really been slaying for them recently. Um, him and Beans kind of work perfectly together because neither of them are that super over aggressive AR, but both of them have huge slaying potential. And to be honest, when you mix them, you get like a perfect mix.
hmm
To be honest, really, really nice to see Florida finally do this. I mean, really, really, the hard point once again, the Hydro hard point. Um, what happens, I believe, in the first map is it's P 3, bottom AS and D and or sorry, excuse me, bottom BS and D. And I think Capsule tries to hit through the back or make some sort of play, but they can't do it. And they just all spawn really far out, and that's just a Jeej. The Albagda Fortress Search and Destroy, 6-2. Brack, 8-3. Havoc, 5-4. Capsule, 9-5. Really nice to see Cap back in the league, playing his former team, actually. Um, which is always good to see a revenge game. Third game, Wake. The third control 1-3. Florida wins this on Al Bagda. To be honest, didn't really watch. Don't know if they got spawn trapped. Most likely.
I mean,
Um,
who wants to watch that map
it's not
play
even.
control,
It
anyways?
is not even good. No, yeah. To be honest, not a ton to touch on in this series. In my opinion, I think it was one middle of the pack team and one obviously I think maybe 10, maybe even 11. Definitely bottom 4 in the league. Good to see them get back into form, I guess. Hopefully they can keep it for this week. Actually, let me check real quick who they play this week, as a matter of fact.
Boston's sitting in seventh, and Florida's in the 10 spot.
Yep, looking at it right now.
Look at that.
Man, here we go, schedule right here. We see who do we see? Boston play LAT this weekend, and that's it. Currently, I believe they're what 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 2-2 right now. They're 2-2 on the standings. With this next game against LAT, they possibly make winners. Uh, but I guess we'll see what happens. To be honest, I'm not too sure. Really, I don't know. Any thoughts though on this match or what?
I'm just. You'll hear a little bit about my thoughts about it later in the show.
Mm. That is true. Next, we have Las Vegas, Atlanta. We saw Las Vegas beat LAT. Um, was that last week?
Las Vegas beat yes.
Yeah, February 17th. That was in fact
Yep.
last or 2 weeks ago. My bad.
The 17th. Yeah.
Yep. Could have been a fluke. Could have just been a really good game from uh Las Vegas. But once again, we see Temp the only one over a point 8 or 0.79 for that matter. I don't know. This Las Vegas team brings in two real. He's good. Uh, but
He plays really,
TJ,
really slow for a sub.
I would agree. I mean, TJ.
I mean,
I don't
there's
know what
three
to say
vets.
about
There's three
TJ.
vets on this squad. Is there
Yeah,
not? These
yeah.
guys are some legends in the game, right?
Yeah. Especially
Mm.
Temp and James over there. Clayster. I don't know if anyone ever calls him that, but
But I'm just saying,
um,
those two. I
I
mean, how
mean, yeah,
Closer's
we're
top three,
talking
isn't
once
it?
again. Yeah, we have a bottom 14 going up against the undisputed best team at this current moment. I mean, you have Slasher dropping a 1.3 on you. That's absurd. I mean, to be honest, somebody said it a while back, and to be honest, I couldn't agree more. When Slasher is dropping a 1+, this team's unstoppable.
You
Because
could
like
you
we
could plug and
know,
play anybody
I
there.
mean, look at this. Look at this. Cell point seven, 1.78. I mean, are you kidding me? That's absurd. The other three, even a BZ goes neg, but I mean, who cares? Really, who cares when your team is playing this well? I mean, it goes to 4 games. Um, but to be honest, the Hotel Harpoon was just kind of fluky from phase. They didn't even play bad.
Hmm.
They didn't even play too bad. Just got outrode once or two times. The Snake Pit hurt him a little bit, per usual. But yeah, I mean, other than that, absolutely dominant from phase 6-2. Just once again proving. A lot of people say, "Oh, this Las Vegas team, they can just pick up their respawn and they'll be good because they fry at search." I mean, obviously not. Sure, you could fry. You could fry in search against Seattle or Florida or
Hmm.
London. I
Hmm.
mean, teams that struggle at the game,
Yeah.
to begin with. But you go up against a team like this, major two. You know, uh, everybody but everybody but Cell is a world champ on this team. I mean,
Yep.
geez, we have 3 world champs, two multi-world champs on here, which is crazy, and a veteran in Austin Slasher who's still just playing absurd. Also releasing that one of his teammates is using sound EQ. We see I mean, bottom teams in the league use sound EQ at this point. To be honest, any predictions on who you think it is? I think it is a BZ. To be honest with you, my guess
You think so?
would be Abe. It would either be a BZ or MC. To be honest with you, I feel like I don't know. I feel like MC might do it just to cheese a little bit. He has the skill without sound EQ. I mean, to be honest, if I see a 1.78 from Cell, I wouldn't even think sound EQ. But when Austin throws that in the equation, you got to think,
He
is
was
that sound
listen to
EQ?
this. He was a 3.17 in control.
Yeah.
3.173.
What 19-6, I believe, correct?
19 and 6.
Whew.
2.27 in hard point.
Yeah, I mean he is. That's your. That's why he's your MVP, though. That's why he's your MVP.
I could agree. I could agree.
Yeah, this match, besides the first hard one, clinical from face, absolutely clinical. Yeah, when Slasher's dropping over a 1.0, I mean you're gonna you're gonna see some stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to get through these last few matches relatively quick. They are pretty quick, though. Optic Rocker. This is kind of an Optic regain game. Everyone over Optic goes over a 1.1. Two people in the 1.2s. That's Bruce and Kyler. And we see Anthony Shotzi go 1.38. Game one, he was frying. I don't know if you can pull up the clip for me. Last hill, game one, he picks up a nasty three-piece. Could
Hold on.
win the
Hold on. Before you even say that, I mentioned this to you,
He could have
but
won the game,
he
and
could
he
have won the
sounded.
game.
They could have. So if we could pull up the clip while I'm describing it, he gets a nasty three-piece.
Yep, I'm gonna pull it up.
I think smokes Bance, Cammy, and maybe Afro. Decides to leave point. They could have won on it. Decides to leave. Do a 360 dolphin dive out the window and just bury Cammy, just bury Cammy, and they outrow them to Kitchen Hill, and it's a GG anyways. But I mean, and you hear comms. Honestly, if we could pull up the listening as well from that game, Dan Ghosty is sounding beautiful, sounding just like the leader Optic needs. And from a rookie, to be honest, that's tippable. That's very tippable from a rookie there. If you can pull that up possibly for us.
Tippable?
Tip, tippable. I don't know if you can pull that up. I'll go on with the match though while you're pulling up.
I don't even remember when the listen in was,
Just
but
scroll through it. I believe they're holding. I don't know. Maybe top AC. I think maybe they're rotating to top AC. Just scroll through. You'll see the list, and then Game 2 starts once again. Absolute clinical performance. Once again we see Hook start off super hot. We see Ghosty with the 3 in the series. Big Bruce pulls out the shotgun or sniper. I mean, for this game, I think Blues gets 2 kills with it.
shotgun.
Yeah, if it was a
Come on,
shotgun. But I mean, just a breakdown. Bance struggled in this series. I believe ended with the 0.5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0.52 from Benjamin Bance. That's not great. Yeah, to be honest, Attach drops the drops the dono on this game with 80 damage. I mean, if you're dropping a donut and 80 damage, that's brutal.
tough.
He gets really bad timing on, I want to say Shotzi or Ghosty. Maybe. I'm not too positive, but he's top radio, pushing back towards back shack. He gets terrible timing.
I wouldn't say timing. Why is he? In my opinion, he didn't even need to push out.
I believe he did though, because I think it was already a 4-3. But if you have that clip, let's play that right now, real quick.
Well, I got the clip ready for our guy Shotzi over here going bonkers.
And then if you can find the listen in while I finish this, if not, but let's just watch this clip real quick. I mean, look at him. Comes in, smokes someone in the back. Not sure who that is. That's for the
That's
cruise
it.
right there. I mean, that's on point. That's on 31 health. I mean, that's absurd. Could have won there. I don't know if you guys are watching. In the back, comes out, Dolphin dive out the window, buries Cammy, and then you see his reaction after the win. He he laughs at the cam for a little bit, but I mean, that's clinical. I mean, that's clinical. Really, it is. 25-17, I believe. The Fortress control, bit of a breakdown for Rocker. They secure, they secure the defense. Optic at first looks like they're screwed. I think they go 4 dead. Then somebody's able to get out. Then they go
Gash.
2 dead.
No, it was
Shotzi,
Ant. Ant got
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Then Shotzi dies top rails. I think Ghosty dies maybe low horse statue, but Bruce and Kyler are able to stay alive, and then they just go. I mean, they go full clinical. They touch B. I think Rocker really just kind of lose composure. You have Dylan attached dropping a 1.4. Bance once again jumping a 0.5, just a bad series. I think they kind of get hectic and they start falling through the same areas. You see people hitting 18 wheeler constantly. You start seeing them just hitting dubstairs. They start hitting dubstairs fast, and to be honest, I think they just lose composure. Right, Optics push up there. The spawns, they're gonna spawn you out. P1. They're gonna spawn you out by that back cubby, and
Mhm.
they just lost composure. They start flooding dubstairs. To be honest, I don't know if you can pull up possibly for me the end of that match. I want to see, does anyone try to flank around? Maybe Mutineers versus Seattle Surge. Like we said, Mutineers team looking a little bit better. Nobody goes below a 0.9. Um, I think they just get outclassed. They get outskilled here, to be honest,
Mhm.
really. I
As
mean,
they have all year.
yeah, yeah. I think that's really what they're lacking right now is skill. And they don't even have really a solid veteran right now. Havoc's been in the league for quite a few years, but they just get outskilled. Um, they get they lose the hard point pretty, 62 points. They get 6-2 to the search. Or sorry, my bad. They win the hard point, excuse me. They win it on double desks, what, P4? They get smoked in the search, not smoked in the control, but the embassy hardpoint. They lose by 102
102.
points.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Oh,
not much on this match
mm,
either.
it's not-
Just good to see Seattle. At least show that they can beat bottom 4 teams if they
yeah.
haven't even fallen into that
Uh,
category. Have they fallen into that? They're in that category on their own. I mean, they're a bottom 4 team. Nice to see that they can
yeah.
beat up on the people below them. Really, the test for this um, Seattle team is coming up, right? They're facing, who are they facing next week? They're facing the Ravens, which isn't. They play 2 games, and New York. Right, if they can at least put up a decent showing against New York, at this point, London's a surefire win. I mean, geez, London has 30 CDL points, 20 behind the next, and 40 behind making champs, and that's if nobody else gets any points. So
Yep.
looking
Um,
looking very abysmal. I don't know if you have any comments
oh,
on this
one more,
match
one
or
more match. I mean, for me, sometimes I don't even feel like watching some of these. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. Like,
Mhm.
uh,
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I, in fact, during this match was watching the Halo champs. To be honest,
oh,
with you, I was
well,
watching Halo champs.
I
Shout
think
out
a few
to
of us were. Optic.
Formula and the boys. Yeah, typical, very typical. Had another scary win. I don't know if you watched Halo champs
Trippy.
last year. They went through the three peats. 1 second left on King of the Hill. Dub zero. Phase is able to dive in the hill. I think maybe Renegade and Slither, I think his name is maybe. I don't know what that guy's. To be honest, I'm not a big Halo guy, but no, very typical from Optic. They lose that match. Kind of feels like a momentum swing. They come back. Oh, nail biter, slay or whatever that game mode is called. 41-42. Just typical out of them. Really able to bring it back, but just yeah, this map very forgettable, to be honest. Not,
I'm just saying though,
not really
like,
much to talk about. Same, and this next match is falls into that category. This is I saw a meme on Twitter, the battle of the mid, right? I mean,
the
neither of these
Purple.
teams, yeah, neither of these teams are good. It was actually a decent series. Asim just gets he has a stinker, to be honest with you.
But he's been. Is he allowed to have an off week being on a bad team like he is? I think
Which, to
he
be
is.
honest, though, the best player in my opinion, skill wise on this team is Nasty, right?
Right now, I'm skill wise. You think so?
I think so. I think he has the most potential, at least.
Oh, for sure. He's been Asim's been in the league for how long?
Yeah, a few years.
Yeah.
I don't know. Decent series, actually, to be honest. Back and forth, really. We see London kind of. I watched the end of the Mercado. We see
Mm.
London kind of throw. To be honest, I think they just lose composure a little bit. They lost full.
They
Shameless,
lost full.
shameless name drop there.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't watch much of this. I did not watch much of this at all. Let's just go through KDs and really see what we think. Asim, non-negative. Scraps, Nasty, and Paul all go pause though. And from LAG, Alec again had a rough weekend. Seed a rough weekend. Joe DeCeves goes okay. Sorry, excuse me. I'm looking at the last game, but Alec is negative. Everyone else on Exceed has another good day. Joe DeCeves and Assault will have good days. Cars should still fall their way this week.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate, but it happens. But I think that will be it. Except we have to do. I think the match of the week for me, specifically. I don't know. Let me take a look at these matches. To be honest, just go back. I mean, the match of the week last week for me was probably. hmm, I don't know. I'd probably say Florida Breach, not because it was a great match, but it's really nice to see Florida kind of break out of that losing slump. But to be honest, this week was full of 3-1s, 3-0s. The only one that was good, you know, Battle of the Mid, I guess, was the last match.
Yeah.
But still not a great match. Player of the week, to be honest, player of the week for me is MC, hands
I
down.
was just gonna say you took the words right out of my mouth. Except I was gonna say Celium.
Yeah, Celium.
I mean, the guy's insane.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll do it
top-notch snaking
for
fan.
yeah, that'll do it for the
What
Call of
about
Duty
predictions?
side of it. Oh yes, predictions. My
Predictions.
bad,
I
my
just want to
bad.
do. I just want to go with a who you think will win the Optic Texas major,
Here, let's just do really
or
quick, quick fire. Surge Ravens, Surge. I don't know if you agree, but Surge
I'm gonna go Ravens.
really interesting. Chat, write that down.
Asim will be healthy.
Legion, Minnesota. I think Minnesota,
Roger.
as long
Yep.
as they can regain. LAG, Florida. Close match. I have LAG winning 3-1, only because I think LAG just, as we've said all year, outskills them, to be
Mhm.
honest. I really think they do outskill them. Minnesota, LA Thieves. To be honest, this is going to be depending on how they do against Vegas. If Minnesota can regain and maintain composure, maybe we have an LA Thieves off day. Maybe
Yep.
we don't. There's a
Yep.
50-50. I'm gonna give the world champs though
Yep.
the edge in this one. Gorilla
I
versus
agree.
Legion. I actually think Legion might be able to win this one, but I'm gonna give it to LAG again, maybe in a
I'll go
3-2.
Legion. I'll go Legion.
Yeah, Toronto versus London. That's a clown show.
That's a
Uh,
3-0.
Toronto, Texas Subliners.
This might be a good one.
Yeah, this might be a good one, or it could be just a clean wipe on the board. Little scared here for the boys in green, but I think we'll be okay. I think we can manage. Um, I'm an Optic fan, so I'm probably gonna go Optic 3-2. But
I will go Optic
there's
because I'm an Optic fan, and I'm going 3-1.
could be a
3-1.
Subliners game though. Subliners Surge, unless Surge can pull something out of their hat. I'm seeing a 3-1, 3-0 potential.
Yep. Yep.
Could
Yep.
go 3-2 though. We have to, map picks are a huge thing, guys. Remember, we're just going off pure skill basis here. But FaZe Optic fan, but gotta be realistic. I see FaZe taking this, 3-1 or a 3-2, maybe even a 3-0. I mean, we're talking about the number one team versus a team that is still settling in. So we'll see what happens. I think if Optic beats New York and or FaZe, they secure winners bracket at least, which is really nice to see. And then LA Thieves Boston Breach. This is Boston's only game this week. They kind of got smoked by a team that isn't doing too well last week. Kind of scared for Boston, to be honest. This is, they win this, they go winners. They lose this, they might hit losers. You
Backs
know,
against the wall. Let's see
so
what they got.
yep. I think that is about it for predictions.
All right.
Yeah. Let's move on to sports. No, we spent a lot of time talking about Call of Duty,
That
but
we did.
but we do have sports on our agenda. So baseball. Um, excuse me for one moment. Who could start the conversation?
Oh, that's a good way to segue it in. Look, I'm a White Sox fan. He is a White Sox fan. So you're going to be hearing a lot of White Sox biased opinions when it comes to baseball. I will say, look, this offseason I was a little bit disappointed that our Sox didn't make a big splash. To me, needed a second baseman. There were some out there and they didn't go get him.
We have Colson Montgomery though, so
But he's a shortstop.
but he can play second.
I don't think he can.
See, that's not typical. That's not even typical.
Now, here in my opinion, I think he can play third, and you can move Yoan back to where he came up in the organization as a second baseman.
Mhm.
You forget Yoan Moncada came up as a second base shortstop.
I understand, but Yoan just has,
He's that much better at third base. He's
and
so
he's
damn
got a
good.
cannon, and he's got a cannon.
Oh, he's just smooth.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's just see.
why?
Let's just see if he can.
But they
see if he
bring
can be good for more than a week and a half in a row.
they bring back who they bring back for you? Come
Not
on.
Jose Abreu.
No, he looks disgusting in an Astros uniform.
Yeah, it makes me sick, to be honest. Andrew Vaughn gets to play first, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
New manager though, so thank God TLR is gone.
I-
Thank God.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. But I don't understand their logic in this manager. This is a young team, right? This is a young team.
I don't
Still
know.
learning.
Hitting. What was he, bench coach for the Royals? He's, right now, spring
Let's-
training. Obviously, this is not important at all. The White Sox are 2-3 though. I mean, as we said before, I mean, we're looking at a Kansas City team with Aroldis Chapman who hurt himself falling down his stairs. So to be honest, yeah, we're not looking at right now. We're just testing things out. To be honest, I'll pull up a White Sox spring training game and I'll see some kid from the farm leagues.
Oh, of course.
Looks like he just came from the Field of Dreams. Like I don't know what I'm watching, but no. Hope's looking up current roster status. I was actually just talking about this today. We're weaker than we were last year, and if
I
last
agree.
year we go last year we go 500, I'm a little scared. Really, I'm a little scared. But Hope's predictions.
I mean, I still think we win the division, but I'm a homer. I'm a White Sox fan. I will always side with them winning the division. I said it all year last year, and it didn't happen.
I don't
They're going to turn it around. They're going to turn it around. They're going to turn it around.
Yeah.
They made the mistake. They had the team the last few years. They had the team, and they made the mistake of hiring TLR.
Mhm.
Can we just say that that hiring was a complete mistake? And
100%.
the names that were on the market at the time were just
Mhm.
not quite the Hall of Fame that TLR has,
Yeah.
but they can manage. They're not falling asleep in the dugout.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
I
saw the playoff games, when they were in it, what, is that 2 years ago now already? That's
2 years, yeah.
sad to say. Nah, I saw both of them. I was there for both of them, as a matter of fact. First one, I mean, geez, that three-run homer from Garcia, the loudest I've ever heard a stadium, in my life. Yeah, absolutely absurd. Great comeback from the Sox, but next game they get smoked. I mean,
Yep.
to be honest, outclassed though. I don't see a young team like that beating Houston. Honestly, I think Houston
We're
is just better.
not not to mention that our back end of the bullpen is now in shambles.
Well, not like that's anyone's fault, obviously.
No,
Obviously, yeah, prayers to Hendricks and whatnot. But
all right, the Cubs, the Northsiders.
let's move on to the Cubs. Same agenda though. Spring trading for them so far, like we said, doesn't really matter. I
Spring
think,
training.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Right
I
now though,
mean,
we might as well look at it though. I like to look at it.
I think next week we will, or next episode. I keep saying next week, but next episode we should have our throw in a segment, maybe, perhaps. Who do you think could possibly make the roster that you weren't expecting to? Like our surprise roster play of the like the
One
1 year for
hundred
me,
percent.
it was Mercedes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The,
TLR ruined him. I was just talking about that. Today I had some
he
live
really
hitting.
he
Didn't
didn't
hit
have a
so well.
position.
I
Didn't
was
have a
like,
position.
I'm your mean Mercedes after he hit the 3-run, or after he hit the 3-0 home run against Minnesota. All
Yes,
downhill after that. TLR did
I
not
don't.
defend his boys at all,
I didn't
to be
mind that
honest.
one bit. I didn't
Not
mind that
even
one bit.
not a bit typical from TLR. Doesn't defend his boys. Slanders him. To be honest, that's just not typical. Not a fan. Um, Current roster status of the Cubs, to be honest, they made some great pickups. Not gonna lie, Sox fans, some great pickups from Chicago. Some pitchers. They get Dansby Swanson, the biggest shortstop on the market besides what's his face, who went to San Diego, the Xander Bogarts.
Which
Yeah,
is
great
interesting to me. How
moves.
how much longer does Fernando Tatis have on the suspension that they
First
go
20
and
games,
sign?
I believe. But Machado, a lot of leaks that he's opting out after this year. So we'll see where
Yeah,
San
leaks
Diego
to
goes.
re-sign
No, he's leaking to opt out, or to opt out to
to,
re-sign.
for 350.
Uh, Interesting, but to be honest, we're focused on the Cubs right now.
Ah,
But
yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I brought
Go
up
ahead.
San Diego.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the Cubs made some great pickups. Cody Bellinger, obviously not happy that he's a Cub, but I really hope he can get back into form. He's had a rough few years since that MVP season in 2018. So hoping he can get back to form.
Here's
Hopes predictions.
here's
Sorry, you
here's
go.
here's my thinking on that Cody Bellinger signing, and I've said it before. They're gonna do to me in my eyes. They signed Dansby to be the cornerstone, the player moving forward. They made the mistake of letting Wilson walk. I
Mhm.
really do. I think if you have Dansby and Wilson together, you can build with that. You really can. Those are two of the most important positions on the field. Can we agree?
Yeah,
Shortstop
100%,
and
100%.
a catcher.
And
Letting him
don't
walk.
forget, they have Ian Happ in center field. It's not, they have Happ, they have Suzuki, I believe plays. Is it
Yeah,
Suzuki? I'm
he's
not really
in
sure.
left. I think.
Okay. And they lost Hayward. Unfortunately, I've said it before. That was a terrible signing by them. 8 years, 175 mil. I mean,
Hands
just
down, one of
not.
the worst.
Yeah, yeah. But no. To be honest, I said it when they won and they went through these last few years of down. The Cubs kind of threw it all away for a one-time championship. But to be honest, nobody's looking to three-peat. But I feel like they definitely made it very unstable. They threw everything in for that 1 year. They got what they wanted, and then they came out of it and realized, we kind of screwed ourselves.
So
But the turnaround right now is very it's typical, to be honest, from the Cubs front office. And
so
Sox fan, but I see them going maybe three if they have a bad season, but hopefully two. I could see them going two in their division. Really, I do.
I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, I said it before. I think they're going to. what they did with Jock Peterson. I think Cody Bellinger ends up being a trade deadline deal. You sign him in the offseason, you dump him for some prospects or something.
I forgot about that. I
And
forgot that.
that's what they did with Jock. And I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
feeling that's what's going to happen. I mean, the upper echelon of the National League is the Dodgers, is the
Well, that was my first comment. That's our next topic. Other teams. I believe the Dodgers, especially with the loss of Gavin Lux now, unfortunate ACL injury. Prayers out to him. But that's they're not in great shape right now. To be honest with you.
I mean, they still got Mookie.
Oh, they still got Mookie. They still have, a pretty decent starting rotation. I think they'll be okay, but I think that fight for the NL West becomes a little bit closer this year. 2 years ago, we saw an absurd run from the Giants, just something unbelievable. Once in a century type of run from a team that,
I think they're
to
still going to be good though.
to be honest, that on paper didn't look amazing, but by the end of the year, you're like, holy shit, like this team is putting it together. But yeah, I think that becomes a little bit closer than the Dodgers just kind of taking it, and then San Diego accepting that they're a wild card team. Quickly, very briefly, do you have any other comments on other teams before we move on?
Nah,
Uh,
not
Very briefly, we're going to talk on the World Baseball Classic. We're going to talk about it a lot more in the upcoming weeks
when it
because
starts
when it
March
actually
7th.
starts. But little pool predictions right now. Who we think's going to win each pool? Pool A is Chinese Taipei. To be honest, I don't know how to say that. I'm not even saying
Taipei.
Taipei. Maybe there you go. Why are you laughing at my pronunciation?
It is what it is.
I'm in honors classes, guys. No, I'm joking. The Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, and Panama.
I
Who do
got to
we
root
think
for my.
is
Uh,
winning that?
I mean, Cuba.
Well, top two make it out. Remember,
I got to root for my boys, the Netherlands.
they have
They made it out
Bogarts.
in the last one.
They have Bogarts.
They
So
had Andrew Jones in the last one.
they have Bogarts, right?
Yes, Xander Bogarts. Yes.
I would agree with those predictions. Pool B: Japan, Korea, Australia, China, and the Czech Republic. Japan for sure. Come on,
I
let's be
think
honest.
Korea for sure. Japan probably. Yeah, you're right. Japan for
I
sure.
mean, they have Shohei.
I
They're
think
just
it's between Korea and Australia, though. You can't count out the Aussies. The Aussies love their baseball,
mhm.
and I think they have a relatively good team. Well, they had Liam, but unfortunately, Liam won't be playing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, to be honest, that's a toss up for sure. Japan, Korea, maybe Australia. Once again, we'll all start talking about this once games begin. Pool C: USA, Mexico, Colombia, Canada, Great Britain. Unfortunately, for the latter of that group, they're gone. I think it's a pretty easy Canada, Great Britain are just kind of getting swept here. You might see a win or two out of them, maybe some surprises, but right now it's looking like a USA Colombia takeover of this group for me. I don't know about you.
USA, Colombia.
Yeah, maybe Mexico. I
Okay.
think Colombia has maybe a little edge over Mexico, but USA for sure. I mean,
Oh, 100
the
percent.
the only other team we're really being rivaled by here is the DR.
Yeah.
To be honest, and the next group is pretty clinical as well. I don't think Israel or Nicaragua go anywhere. I see
But
Puerto
I think
Rico.
this is going to be the most exciting pool to watch, though.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Puerto
we're
Rico,
looking at
Venezuela,
Venezuela and
Dominican
the
Republic.
DR.
Those
I
three
think
teams alone.
I think DR and Puerto Rico make it out. Maybe
I think they do.
I think this is going to be a little bit less of a toss up than Australia, but I do believe it's going to be Puerto Rico, DR. Unfortunately for Israel, unfortunately for Jock Peterson. Um, but yeah, that's our quick touch on the WBC. Next we have football, the Chicago Bears.
Word
To
on
be
my head.
honest, unfortunate. Last season, not great. Kind of tanked. Thank you, Lovey Smith, Chicago hero, Lovey Smith. We get the first
Wins
overall
the
pick.
game. Yes.
Um,
What do you think
uh,
they're going to do with it? There's so much going on, but I
to,
think today,
I,
hold on, today, from what I read, and you can find out if I'm wrong or not, but polls came out and basically said he's with Justin Fields and that he's our starting quarterback. So gone, I believe, are the rumors that Justin Fields is getting shipped and we're going to draft Bryce Young. To me, To me, that is a
Really?
major, major move. Number one,
Oh, you
because
heard that? Where did you hear that?
I read that.
No, I see us trading down and getting Anderson. There's no reason that we should jeopardize
No,
That's
hear
interesting.
me out. I love that that they're sticking with Justin Fields, but the rumors were swirling that they were trade. I mean, there were partners lined up for him. Atlanta was one of them. He would have been a
Well,
home money.
they maybe that's why
The
they
Colts was
release
another
but I'm
one.
saying maybe that's why they
Arizona, not
release
Arizona.
maybe
I don't
that's
know
why
some
they
other team.
release Mariota. They released
But
Mariota
I'm just
yesterday.
saying. I'm just saying. I'm glad because a Bryce Young has had some injury concerns to me. Right. Justin Fields is the coaching staff has had a year with him. They understand what his strengths are. They understand what his weaknesses are. What they need to correct. They are not getting a player that they need to start fresh. Justin's in his year two of the offense, right? An offense which I am excited to see. I my only saying and thinking
Get him a line.
is
Get him
yes
a
is,
line.
is protect the kid so that he can throw the ball.
And so he
And
doesn't have to have this the second most rushing yards in a season in history.
I don't want him to get hit anymore. He doesn't need to get hit. The kid's got a cannon, and we've
Yeah.
seen at times that his accuracy is not good.
And really, I used to slander him a lot early. And you go back and you watch some of these OSU highlights, and I mean, he's bombing it. We're watching 50, 60-yard throws. This
Mhm,
kid can throw. He
mhm,
just needs to get comfortable in the NFL offense. He needs to
yep,
get comfortable reading defenses. He needs to get, which I don't think he's not comfortable with, but he needs to get comfortable reading the defense and trusting his own arm.
mhm,
Really, I mean,
mhm.
you're seeing plays where you have people wide open on slants. I mean, geez, we make that Claypool trade. How many receptions does he get on the Bears? Under double digits at least. I mean, it had to be. I mean, just really, I think he needs to just, this offseason get him more confident in his arm, show him that he does have what it takes. I think we trade down, get Anderson, and, you know, we get
Well,
someone that
yeah.
hopefully rivals what we had in Khalil Mack, to
Well,
be honest with you.
Jalen Carter is out.
What happened?
Unfortunate
I
situation
heard
there.
he
Jalen
dropped.
Carter
Yeah.
is out. He was arrested.
Oh, I saw that. Yep.
He was arrested. An unfortunate situation. Um, literally just popped up on my watch.
Same here. I'm looking at the newest mock draft.
I don't think he goes in the first round. You'd be nuts to draft him in the first round.
I'd be surprised if something
If
four comes of this. I'd be nuts if anyone drafts him. To be honest.
mhm.
Yeah, but what needs to happen for the Bears? Get an O line, man. Get an
I mean, there's
offense.
not from what I was looking at. I don't know. We have the most money to spend in free agency.
Well,
Spend it.
that was the next
Here's
topic,
the
free
thinking.
agency, right?
Here's the thinking for me. If I were them, I do not sign Saquon Barkley. I do think he's a great player. I do think he had a bounce back year, but he also did tear his ACL. I think he's had an ACL tear in each of his knees now. I think he did one while he was at Penn State and one against the Bears. Um, uh, to invest big money in running back, I think is a mistake. I think you have a workhorse already in David Montgomery, and Khalil Herbert is right behind him. And should you not like, I think Khalil Herbert could be a starter in this league. And I think that you spend your money elsewhere. We need weapons, right? We need weapons for Justin to throw to, and we need a line to block for him, and we need some defense, right?
Well, that goes hand in hand, though. I mean, we shelled our defense this year. Jeez, oh man, we shelled. Smith gone. Who else did we trade? Who did we trade for the picks? Or we traded I don't know who else you traded.
Robert
Robert
Quinn.
Quinn. Yep,
hmm
there you go. We shelled our defense. And it's crazy. It's
I will
crazy to think
say,
that just 5 years ago we had the number one defense in the league. I mean,
and I
that's
think they can be number one again. I mean, they have a great coach. The head coach is defensive minded, and he's led the Colts to top 10 defenses how many years in a row over there
yeah.
with
Yeah.
fresh
To be honest,
faces.
I'm really interested. The Bears have had some tough running back luck. You have Tariq Cohen. To be honest, who I thought had great potential as a speed back, not necessarily a power back. And he goes and he messes up his knee, I believe,
hmm hmm
and he doesn't pass a physical for a year and a half, and see ya. They shipped him out. So
Lonzo Ball.
it's unfortunate. Yeah, that's that is our next topic, I believe. Yeah, next topic. The NBA, the Chicago Bulls. My
Doubles.
lord, we
Gone are the
are.
days of Jordan.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd be lying if I said that stretch we had where we made, I think, out of 20 years or something, we made the playoffs 17 or 18 times. I think it's just an Eastern Conference thing. To be honest with you, we're 28 and 35. Last year, we go to the playoffs, we get smoked by Miami. To be honest, this team had a lot of potential.
We were number
Uh,
one. We were
yeah,
sitting atop the standings for how long?
I mean, we have Lonzo. Oh, jeez,
He
absolute
needs to be.
playmaker,
He
absolute
he's
playmaker.
he is the glue. He is literally the glue. He was the reason they were as good as they were.
One of the
He
best
goes
playmakers.
down. He goes down, and this team has just been in shambles since. And
And we pick up Pat Bev, but I think
big
it's
deal.
too little, too late, and that's an understatement.
Too little, too late. I don't even know what he's offering. Whatever. Is he
Yeah,
going to play some defense for us? The guy can't score a lick.
yeah. Just unfortunate to Lonzo Ball. They're gonna keep him out for the rest of the year now. So I
Yep.
think we're just chalking. And to be honest, that's we're on what this is. We'll be going into year 3 of his 4-year contract. So if he stays healthy, we have a 4-year contract for 2 years, which is a bit abysmal, really, to be honest, from the
Yep.
Bulls. And DeMar DeRozan said if they don't pull it around, he wants out.
I don't
Out.
blame him. Do you blame him?
No, not one lick. And to be honest, it upsets me because I love DeMar DeRozan. I think he brings a ton of energy. He's
Mhm.
a great scorer. He's tireless.
Yep.
Night in, night out, man. I mean, he's dropping big numbers for us.
I
Big
agree.
numbers for us
I
right now.
agree.
Night in, night out. I mean, let's look at his recent game stats. Uh, 21 and 37 against the Pistons. 13 and 35 against the Raptors. Okay. Um, 29 in his first game back from the break against the Wizards. I mean, this year he's averaging 25, 4 and 5. You can't really ask a lot more, to be honest. I mean, the year before that when we went to the playoffs, he was averaging 27, 5 and 5. So
My hope was at the deadline that they would have made a deal to go get DeAndre Ayton away from Phoenix.
he doesn't want to be there.
He
They don't
didn't want
want
to
him.
be there.
They don't want him there. They get KD,
And
he's not even playing. So that's interesting.
I mean,
They don't think he's going to play for the rest of the road stint. So that's
I wanted DeAndre Ayton, and they just never made the deal.
it's unfortunate. Strengths for the Bulls right now, not a lot. To be honest,
They can
our
score.
strength is
They're streaky.
our strengths, our outlook right now. To be honest, we get Lonzo healthy. We convince DeRozan to stay. Maybe pick up somebody in the offseason. To be honest, I don't know any free agents.
I
Weakness
think
is
it's-
right now injuries are killing us. We're getting bigger injuries over the floor. Wendell Carter was supposed to be a big piece of this offense that we were going to build into, and he tore a ligament in his finger. And then we got rid of him, right? We traded him, I believe, correct? For DeMar,
that
maybe?
was that. What? That was like 3 years ago.
That was years ago. I'm understand, but I'm saying he could have been a big part of this offense, but then he got hurt. I'm
Yeah,
saying
they traded
injuries
him
have
to
been hurting us for
Washington
years.
this like 3 years ago.
Washington? For who? Picks, maybe?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What I'm
Did he go
saying
to
is
Washington? I don't remember where he went. Bobby Portis went to Washington, maybe.
doesn't
And then we
matter.
traded Jabari. That was the same year we had like Jabari Parker made a home
Which and to
run.
be honest, Jabari Parker. Oh, we had Bradley Beal as well. Not Bradley Beal. Who was the other one from?
I
Not
wish we
Bradley
had
Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I wish we had his shooting too. Not Bradley Beal. Otto Porter. There you go.
Yes.
And then we
I think
traded
that
him,
was the Wendell Carter trade.
and he won a championship.
Yes,
So
he did.
typical. Hopes everyone stays healthy, and next year we can rebound a little bit. I don't see us winning a championship, not anytime soon, at least.
Nope, they need a superstar, and right now
Yep.
I don't think Zach Levine is it. I think he's a great player. I don't think he's a superstar.
Agreed. Any comments on other teams right now? To be honest, not huge into the NBA at the
Not
moment.
big into the NBA as well.
Yeah, look at the stats real quick. I was trying to take a look
I
at it
just
too.
wanted a quick little shout out to LeBron,
Bucks.
even though I'm not a big LeBron fan. You know, the guy broke the
Congrats.
records.
Yeah, congrats.
A
One
great speech
question for you
before,
though.
great speech
One
afterwards.
I'm not gonna say it for monetization purposes, but one question for you though: Jokic 3-peat MVP, or what are we looking?
It'd be
Let me read
nice.
you over his stats real quick.
I think he will.
This
Yes, I think he
this
will.
year he's dropping 24, 11, 10. Jesus. And then last 2 years he's dropped 27, 13, 8 and 26, 10, 8. I mean that's tippable.
There it is. I was waiting for the tippable. He
That's
is tippable.
that's league domination right there.
He could be a 3P, yeah, but something could be said about Luca. But since Kyrie was added to that mix, they're 1-4. Just saying. Don't know. Luca was my MVP vote. Um, it was between Luca and the Joker. But right now, the way he's playing with Kyrie, I think it's got to go to the Joker for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Agreed. We'll definitely be talking about this more as the season goes on. But our last and final team to check up on, the least we know, the team we know the absolute least about, the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's talk about
Uh,
hockey. We need to get a hockey guy on this segment. Definitely brings a tear to my eye these last few days. We see Mr. Kane, 3-time MVP, 9-time All Star, leave us. To be honest, everyone saw it coming.
yep.
They're veterans now. We're in a full rebuild. Wouldn't be surprised if Kane goes at the end of the year because I believe the trade deadline passed. Right? Correct? Or is it still
Kane's
going on?
gone.
No, I'm talking about Tays.
Oh, trade deadline's up.
That's what I thought. So maybe end of next season, maybe we keep him on. But I mean, it's over. We won best team of the 2010s, though. That's all that matters. I still have, if I can find it, I'll bring it on next podcast. I have a Jonathan Tays and a Patrick Kane 2010 Stanley Cup edition jersey. So
Nice. Look at this. Here we go. 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 Oh, thank you. Thank you, 88. Thank you, Patrick.
uh,
Thank you.
yeah, that is very sad to be honest with you. This is the end of an era. Really, it is sad.
He is the greatest American hockey player. The greatest to ever put on the red, white, and blue. There's no doubt about it. You can argue with me if you want to, but I disagree. I would disagree with you.
TJ Oshie. TJ Oshie.
Because he made a shootout goal.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm trolling.
TJ Oshie did win a cup, though. Do you know which team he won it with?
Nope. All I know is he was on St. Louis, and then they traded him to Washington.
Bingo.
Washington?
Yes.
Oh, did they just win? Did they just win?
Not
Correct.
the 2019. I don't.
Oh, the Lightning three-peated. That's what's up.
I
That's
don't
what's
like
going
the
on there.
Lightning.
Hey, we beat them though in 2015. So
Yes, that we did. That was a young Steven
I
Stamkos.
watched that. I watched that from a hotel room in St. Louis. I went crazy at like
Typical.
10 p.m. Yeah, very typical from me. Yeah, Blackhawks getting smoked. Um, bottom
I
of their bottom of their division, bottom of the conference. Not much to talk about. Don't know a lot about them, but to be honest, they're getting smoked. I don't know if you have any thoughts on them, but they are getting smoked.
I have zero thoughts.
I think they're in a full rebuild. Any hockey critiques, feel free to drop it down. But as you can tell, baseball and football are our top things around here. But that'll do it for the sports section. We have one more section called the regain moment of the week. This is sort of a parallel, or a perpendicular, I guess you could say, because it's colliding. Whatever geometry. Um, with the lost full moment of the week, the moment of the week that each of us think is a full regain. Doesn't have to be from the same people, but usually it will be because it's nice when you see the lows and then the highs. Yeah, we do this at the end because we have now regained. We've talked about everything that has made us lose full, whether it be the Bulls 3-14 or 88. But Bronx, you want, or actually, you went first last time. I'll go first for the big game
Yep.
moment of the week.
Let it go. Let it go.
My big game moment of the week, once again, no clip because it's a game thing. It's optics 3-0, to be honest with you. You know, we see them get smoked. You know, you might think they lose composure against. We might see that, we might think they lose composure, but they come on and play a rocker team that, is a I would say a 50-50 team right now. Sometimes they have great games.
Mhm,
We've seen them beat top teams.
mhm,
We've seen them lose to low teams.
mhm.
And, to see Optic come out and kind of just wipe them like that, it's typical from them. Really, I like to see that. So that's
Typical.
my regame moment of the week is Optic. Everyone goes pause this game. No from Bruce over there in the control. How about you, Bronx?
Scrappy's world class uh, uh,
Yeah.
poop talker.
How about if you could pull up on Twitter that that meme that I believe maybe it was Standy, that meme that they posted. If you could find that,
Uh,
here I'll find it while you talk about your regame moment of the week.
my regame moment of the week is you might have to help me out with this though. I think it was a 13 straight map losing streak by
Hmm.
Florida.
Yep, yep, yep.
13 straight. That means they lost 13 straight maps in a row just to bounce back against the boys over there on the East Coast, the Boston Breach, and bounce back that from that 13 loss little streak and actually win that series, right?
Yes, 3-1.
So, I mean, you want to regain, there's a regain there to not only win and break your 13 map losing streak, but to actually win the series overall is, as you like to say, tippable.
Tippable from a team that, like we said, was young. You know, they were playing like they weren't really together, but
Can I just say
um,
the only one I see having a future, and I'm not a talent scout, nor am I quite as knowledgeable as you are with Call of Duty, the pro side of things, but Capsule is the only one to me that I see having any sort of future moving forward. Now I know the other three will probably get picked up on other, but I think they're just going to get picked up on other bottom feeder teams that are
mhm,
just going to be paying the minimum. I mean, that's just my opinion. Maybe something else happens, but Cap is literally to me the only one that I feel has a bright future in CDO.
mhm. I would agree. He was a rookie last year. He had some bad times, and um, I think he kind of just got put on a team that wasn't super competitive, to be honest. Like we called the Boston experiment, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
And it's we're seeing it come to fruition this year. I'm not so sure what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Sorry, I'm trying to look for this post real quick, Eric.
The post.
I can't find it. Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
we'll show it next week, next episode.
it'll be on my screen when we come up.
But
That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
this should conclude episode one.
Unless you have any other random thought, anyone comments, DMs, will plug all socials below. The upcoming schedule is, I think this is, I don't know when exactly we're going to release this podcast, but this one was in fact recorded on 2/2/23.
3-2.
So 2/2, it is Thursday, March 2nd.
3-2.
That's not typical for me, guys. Not even gonna cap. It is not February 2nd. It is March 2nd. It is March 2nd.
Yes.
My bad.
Get some rest. Get
Uh,
some rest.
all socials will be below. Follow Lost Full Podcast at all socials. That would be TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, unless you have any other random thoughts or world events, I guess, that are going on that you would like to talk about.
Prayers to the Chicago police officer who has yet to be identified, but was gunned down today, responding to a domestic disturbance. Being in a family full of cops. My father was a police officer for 38 years, and my brother is currently on the force. My heart goes out to that family because
Yeah,
they're
that's
not going to be able
scary.
to see that
That's
person.
scary.
So
Yeah, I mean
shout out
that's
to the police force that are going out there and doing the things that I'm not brave
yeah,
enough to do.
yeah. All
Um,
first responders, really. I mean,
yeah.
it's that's something you never want to hear. I mean, it's just yeah, honestly, especially Chicago, it's rough out there these days. I mean,
Hmm.
it's upsetting to be honest, really. But
Yeah. We are a beautiful city that needs some change. So we'll see going forward in the future. But yeah, my prayers are definitely with that
yep,
family. They have not
100%,
identified
100%,
that family, that officer yet, but my prayers to that family, and hopefully they find some healing somewhere.
100%. I guess to end on a good note, let's see if the White Sox won today.
I don't think
I
they
don't
did.
think they did. Nope.
They won
Minus
yesterday. They
6.
won yesterday.
Hey, to end on a good note, though.
Yes.
To end on a good note. Tomorrow is mac and cheese chicken day. That's cool. So
Oh,
it's chicken mac and cheese, barbecue chicken mac and cheese. So there you go. What are you gonna
yeah.
have for lunch tomorrow? You gonna order?
Uh,
You gonna order some swings or whatnot?
here we go. We're out of here. That's episode
uh,
one. We'll
GG.
see
See
you
you in
guys next one.
episode 2. Let's go.